Today our topic is how to deal with criticism the Stoic way. Criticism is something everyone faces in life. It can come from friends, family, co-workers, or even strangers. Sometimes it feels helpful, but other times it can hurt or make us angry. The Stoics, who were ancient philosophers, had a lot to say about how to handle criticism. Their ideas can help us stay calm and strong, no matter what others say about us. Let's explore how Stoicism can guide us in dealing with criticism. First, it's important to understand what Stoicism is. Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life by focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot control. The Stoics believe that our emotions like anger or sadness come from our thoughts, not from the things that happen to us. This means we have the power to choose how we react to criticism. Instead of letting it upset us, we can learn from it, or simply ignore it if it's not useful. When someone criticizes us, our first reaction might be to feel hurt or defensive. This is normal, but the Stoics would say that this reaction is a choice. We don't have to feel bad just because someone says something negative about us. Instead, we can ask ourselves, is this criticism true? If it is, we can use it to improve ourselves. If it's not true, we can let it go because it doesn't define us. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means we have control over our own thoughts and feelings, even when others criticize us. Another Stoic idea is to separate ourselves from our ego. Our ego is the part of us that wants to be liked and respected by others. When someone criticizes us, our ego feels attacked. But the Stoics would say that our true self is not our ego. Our true self is our character, our values, and our actions. If we focus on being a good person and doing the right thing, then criticism won't bother us as much. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, wrote in his journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realizes this, and you will find strength." This means we should focus on our own actions and not worry too much about what others think. The Stoics also believed in looking at criticism as an opportunity to learn. Sometimes, criticism can be helpful. It can show us things we need to improve. But even if the criticism is unfair or mean, we can still learn from it. For example, we can learn how to stay calm under pressure, or how to respond with kindness instead of anger. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This means that dealing with criticism can make us stronger and wiser. One of the most important Stoic practices is to prepare for criticism before it happens. The Stoics call this premeditation of evils. This means thinking about the worst things that could happen and accepting them in advance. If we imagine someone criticizing us and think about how we would respond, we will be less upset when it actually happens. For example, if you are giving a presentation, you might imagine someone saying your ideas are wrong. If you prepare for this, you can stay calm and focused instead of getting angry or defensive. This practice helps us see criticism as a normal part of life, not something to fear. The Stoics also taught us to be indifferent to things that are outside our control. Criticism is often outside our control because we can't stop people from saying what they think, but we can control how we respond. If someone criticizes us, we can choose to listen and learn, or we can choose to ignore it if it's not helpful. The Stoic philosopher Zeno said, "The goal of life is living in agreement with nature." This means accepting things as they are and not fighting against them. When we accept that criticism is part of life, we can deal with it more easily. Another Stoic practice is to focus on the bigger picture. When someone criticizes us, it's easy to feel like it's a big deal. But the Stoics would remind us that life is much bigger than one moment of criticism. In the grand scheme of things, what one person says about us doesn't matter that much. Marcus Aurelius wrote, Think of the universe as one living being with a single substance and a single soul. This means we are all connected, and our individual problems are small compared to the whole of existence. When we remember this, criticism feels less important. The Stoics also believed in being kind and forgiving, even to those who criticize us. They taught that everyone is doing their best, even if they make mistakes. When someone criticizes us, they might be acting out of their own insecurities or misunderstandings. Instead of getting angry, we can try to understand where they are coming from and respond with compassion. Epictetus said, when someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. This means we don't need to seek validation from others. We can be confident in ourselves and still be kind to those who criticize us. Finally, the Stoics believed in keeping a clear mind and not letting emotions cloud our judgment. When we face criticism, it's easy to react with anger or sadness. But the Stoics would say that these emotions don't help us. Instead, we should stay calm and think clearly. We can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? Is this criticism true? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? By staying calm, we can make better decisions and not let criticism control us. In conclusion, dealing with criticism the Stoic way means focusing on what we can control, separating ourselves from our ego, and using criticism as an opportunity to learn. It means preparing for criticism in advance, accepting it as a normal part of life, and staying calm and kind no matter what others say. The Stoics taught us that our true strength comes from within, and we don't need to let criticism define us. By following these Stoic principles, we can face criticism with confidence and grace, knowing that we have the power to choose how we respond. Life is full of challenges, but with Stoic wisdom, we can navigate them with strength and peace of mind.